Africa's apes and chimpanzees will die out much faster if climate change continues the way it is. The primates will also lose 94% of their habitat in just a few decades. Their future depends on how we balance development, food security and our ecosystems. Let's talk to African Wildlife Foundation Senior Conservation Scientist Nakedi Maputla about his research into Africa's great apes. Nakedi, it's very good to have you with us. I know that you've spent some time researching the impact of climate change on apes. What's the impact? What are you seeing?
Thank you, Jane, for having me. Currently, we are seeing declines in great apes throughout Africa. By 2050, we expect to see massive declines in great ape ranges throughout the rainforest and elsewhere where they occur. This is because the great apes have very slow reproduction rates, they have narrow diet, they are poor thermoregulators, and they have limited dispersal abilities. So far, only the mountain gorillas have been steadily increasing over the last 10 years. And the African Wildlife Foundation has been involved in the conservation of mountain gorillas since the 1980s.
Okay, if this problem is not tackled in 2050, can you project what sort of numbers we'll be looking at, if they're still around?
At the moment, we expect them to be confined to protected areas. And even so, it will be difficult to tell because if we factor in climate change, which forces range shifts in species, it may be difficult to say, but we're looking at about, in the worst case scenario, about 20%.
Yeah, I mean, that is shocking indeed, isn't it? And this is mainly because of man and our bad behavior when it comes to climate change, isn't it? I mean, how do we go against that? What do we do to negate that negative impact?
So there are several key threats that we as humans bring towards great apes, including poaching, trafficking, and then on top of that we have habitat loss and degradation. And so when we look at climate change, naturally it causes range shifts in species. But when we add humans, because climate change affects our food security, that means it's going to force more and more humans to encroach into habitats that are important for these species.
Nakedi Maputla, very good to talk to you. Thank you very much for being with us this evening.